Good morning. It is February the 21st, 2017. Time to kick off another trading day with our disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Gotta keep the regulators happy, right? Stock markets, Hong Kong was down. The FTSE was off a little bit. We're mixed around the globe. Europe's markets are higher due to better than expected across the board service and manufacturing PMI numbers. Partially helped by inflation, but remember, inflation is the goal of our Fed and the EU, and they want to inflate real estate prices. They want to get real estate prices up, which happens to be about, I think it used to be about 40% of the average bear's net worth. Certainly higher in some other cases. So inflation really helps to do that. It also cuts down the debt that they have to repay. So every government in the world, those in power, the central banks and the rest of it, would like to have 1.5 to 2% inflation a year. It's manageable in their eyes. People can cope with it, except if you're on fixed income, and they're going to be dead pretty soon anyway, so why bother? So that's where we find ourselves these days. So anyway, growth out of Asia, growth out of Europe. The growth numbers so far for the United States are coming in better than expected for the most part. Optimism is up. The sentiment indicators around the globe, and they vary from country to country, are all showing pretty nice increases. So back in the old days, when any country in the world would get in trouble, they would look to the United States economy to bail them out. And that's the case these days. So the United States leads. The Dow and the E-mini are poised to make new contract highs today. Everything is pointed higher. That in and of itself, without a 2-year auction, would take the market lower today. But we do have a 2-year auction, and that will usually result in a bottom. So we like the first trade of the day is short. Let's see if we can come down and test the 124.08, 124.12 area. Got our first buy at 5 to 9, buy 1. 29 to 01, buy 2. Sell 15 to 19, sell 1. 23 to 27, sell 2. I did this Frankfurt split because you got a B right here. We've got a B in this pattern. We should test support in the 8 to 12 area. Then the issue becomes, can we take out this low, which is at 11? And then the last rotate down before the market made new highs was in the 6 area. So 6 to 11 is pretty good support. We've got our buy at 5 to 9. The news today, PMI manufacturing 54.7. In lieu of other news, people will kind of look at that. They also have PMI services at 55.8. And those numbers usually don't cause the reaction. They come out every 2 weeks, and they don't have near the impact that ISM manufacturing or ISM services does for our markets. Boy, I don't know about you all, but we had got 75-degree weather over the weekend, and stuff's starting to bud, and this is way too early. Could be a fabulous year for nurseries in Kansas if we get our usual cold snaps that could go into April. We also got some rain over the weekend, which was much needed. Thank goodness Charlie. I delivered Charlie to my daughter over the weekend. is no longer here because he dug 5 holes around the house and in the yard, and with it softened up by rain, he'd be able to dig a lot more and faster too. That's his job, you know. Okay, here's our break at 26.27, 24. So we'll make 28 to the buck. Number 1, 3 to 7, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. Support 16 to 20, number 1. So 9 to 13, buy 1. 1 to 5, buy 2. Henry's gone into withdrawal. He really misses Charlie. They got after each other 4 to 5 hours a day, really, really hard. Henry's limping, so he doesn't realize that a little time off will help him get around a little bit faster. Gold is lower. Crude oil's higher. The dollar's up. The euro and the yen are down. Treasuries are off a little bit, but like I said, they are supported by the auction today. Okay, gold, nothing but B's behind us, so we have all of this volume down here in the 25 area. No reason to think that we won't get there. So 25, 27, buy 1. And then 20 to 22, buy 2. On the sell side, pretty clean break here at 32, 33, 33, so 33, 35, sell 1. 38 to 40, sell 2. Hey, they had riots in Sweden. Cars burned, shots fired by the police to order over the weekend. Just story after story coming out about all the mayhem that their imported refugees have caused. And of course being covered up by the press as well as they can. But I mean, you're bringing in war-fighting young men with no jobs, giving them income, and they have nothing but time on their hands, and trouble is bound to happen with those people. And then you put the culture on top of it, and then things get out of hand pretty quickly. 105.25, buy 1. 105 even, buy 2. Last rotate up stopped at 59. Have these single prints up here at 60. So we'll make 55, 65, sell 1. London's high was 85, 75, 85, sell 2. Crude oil's up on favorable comments out of OPEC over the weekend. There's also an article out showing that the hedge funds and speculators are as long as they've ever been in crude oil. And if OPEC speaks, it doesn't necessarily bring in buying, but it will cause short covering. And then you have the news algos that'll kick in and play the particular news. So here we are. Has anything really changed in the supply and the rest of it? No. Sell 1 against 55. Sell 2, 55 and a quarter, 55.50. And this 55 and a quarter right there, that's resistance. That comes out. We have stops above this, but we're not going to be heroes. Okay, the breakout came from 54 and a quarter. So 54.50, 54 and a quarter, buy 1. And then 53.75, 54, buy 2. Nothing's changed in the fundamentals. There's an article out over the weekend that Saudi Arabia is producing and moving and shipping more crude oil than they've ever done in their entire life. in their history. And crude oil trades higher. Okay, the ES is pointed north. I don't see any reason for it not to at least attempt to take out and make new contract highs. Today's news usually is not a factor. Probably be led by the Dow, but we rejected prices above 55.50, so our stops above 57. It's okay to sell failure, to take out and hold 23.57. Next sell would be on 60.62. Let them get stops above 60. Probably best resistance. Initial resistance is in that 65 area. On the buy side, we'll make 49.51 buy one. 45.47 buy two. So no news to drive this. It's just technical. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.